you ready for some awesome breakdowns with Scott and Sean? It's time for 6 Minute Abs. Step into my office.
Let's go!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of 6 Minute Abs. Awesome breakdowns with Scott and Sean. We're here today talking Delta Squad 5 draft. CSTU 7090 starting us out in the one hole. Scotty, see if you can do a better job than I can talking today.
No, I let you go right at it. It's he's got the 101, and he started off with Justin Herbert, Malik Willis, and waited till all the way down to the 20s to get Ewers and Lance, who probably won't even play. So a little scary, the quarterback room there. We'll see what Malik Willis does this year. But the running back room looks very strong with Bijan Robinson, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, and Tyler Algier. Really like that a lot. The wide receiver room, Drake London, Devontae Adams in the 8th round, Alec Pierce in the 9th round, and then Sutton in the 12th, Addison and Naylor. Really like that a lot. Harold Fannin, who everyone knows I like, with Dallas Goedert and A.J. Barner. I like that tight end room. Other than the quarterback position, I think you filled out a pretty nice team there, CSTU, but I don't know if it's enough to get to the top.
Most dope for ... He's sitting in the 2-hole drafted. Jameer Gibbs, Kyron Williams, Cam Scadam, Rico Dowdle, Blake Corum, Jaden Price. I like all those picks right there, especially Price in the 12th round. There's a lot of talk about him being a stud, so I think that could turn out to be real well for you. Caleb Williams, Jalen Hurts to start out your quarterback room, and you waited so long that you never took another quarterback, so that was a little bit concerning for me. If you have any injuries, you're going to have a hard time in that position. Tet McMillan, Roma Dunze, Brian Thomas is a really solid core there, and then with a bunch of rookies, Bell, Cooper, Surratt, Tesla, Franklin, and that mixed in there too. I think that's a pretty deep squad there when it comes to the potential hits on those late round flyers. So you might have a chance there to do pretty decent. Dalton Kincaid, Stowers, Ferguson in the tight end room. Not a good depth there. I'm a little concerned about that. Michael Mayer might be okay for you if anything happens to Bowers, but otherwise, I'm a little concerned about some depth in the key positions here, which makes me a little concerned about your team overall.
Coming in 1-3, we have Ballsy 251. And the quarterback room is Josh Allen with the 3rd overall pick. Nice value there. Jackson Dart and Shadir Sanders wrap out the quarterback room. Justin Jefferson, another great value in the late 2nd round, along with Rashee Rice in the 6th round. Oh, my God. Devontae Smith in the 7th. That's even, more great right there. How about Terry McLaurin in the 9th, everybody? Jacoby Myers in the 10th, anyone? So really like this wide receiver room. You got value everywhere there. Running back room, Breece Hall, Bucky Irving, David Montgomery right there, James Conner, and Alvin Kamara. The tight end room, to me, is a little bit, I wish you would have got one more. You did get Johnson and Kelsey, who I really like, but I wish you could have got one more on your team. But I'm not going to knock you there, Ballsy. I like this team. This team is ballsy.
I like it almost as much as your Arnold impersonation there. That was awesome. LB lineup in the 4 spot. Jamar Chase, Jameson Williams, Parker Washington, Deebo Samuel, Stephon Diggs. Once Diggs signs somewhere, that'll be a good pickup there for you at that point in the draft. I like that run or wide receiver room quite a bit there. If you go to the quarterback room, you got Dak Prescott, Jordan Love, and Jared Goff. 3 starters, 3 good guys to have. I really like that setup. And then to sneak Ashton Jancy in there and fill it out with DeAndre Swift, Jalen Warren, Aaron Jones, and Jordan Mason. I think you ended up with a pretty good running back room, especially kind of attacking it scattershot the way you did. If you waited till the 9th round, you still ended up with Kyle Pitts, Isaiah Likely, Mason Taylor, and TJ Hawkinson in your tight end room. I don't think anybody would be upset about that. LB light up another's one of these solid teams that you normally do with. I think this team has a chance to be the top spot.
All right, coming in at 1-5, we have Ruff Rubio. He starts off with Jaden Daniels, Kyler Murray, Geno Smith. Not a bad quarterback room right there. Christian McCaffrey at the 1-5. I think that's probably the earliest I've seen him go right there. So you drafted him at his ceiling. Jeremiah Love in the 3rd round. Walker in the 4th round. Newly acquired KC Chief. And then all the way down, Nick Singleton, a rookie in the 16th round. So not a bad running back room right there. Pretty good. The wide receiver room is A.J. Brown. He took in the 6th. Mekhi Lemon in the 7th, Christian Watson and DK Metcalf and Brandon Ayuk, along with Xavier Worthy in the 13th. So not too bad there. A little bit, maybe a little bit weak for me. And then the tight end room, you actually made up for with Mark Andrews and Hunter Henry right there. Besides the wide receiver room, which I think you're going to need a little bit of help drafting a bunch of rookies. I don't think this team's too bad. I just don't know if it's enough to get to the top.
All right, now let's hit a Jimmy Wojo breakdown that doesn't have the Scotty bias with it. Puka Nacua, T. Higgins, Jalen Waddle, Ricky Pearsall, Chris Godwin. That's a pretty solid wide receiver room. I do like how you attack that position there, Jimmy. Good job. James Cook, Saquon Barkley, Chuba Hubbard, Rasheed White, Isaiah Pacheco, Vidal, Davis. All of those players have a chance to be a part of their offense, even the late guys. I'm a little concerned with only having Cook and Barkley and then Hubbard as your three top guys there. Other than that, I don't think it's a terrible room. This is where I'm a little worried about your team. Trevor Lawrence, Fernando Mendoza, who we now know most likely won't start, and Tua Tagovailoa, who I think will start but is not guaranteed to start, and that's it. That concerns me quite a bit. That takes the value of this team down pretty drastically, in my opinion. Sam Laporta, Chigo Conco, Garrett Helm, not terrible. Top heavy, but there's not a lot of depth there. If anything happens to Laporta, you're going to be struggling at that position too. That and your quarterback depth are one of the reasons, Jimmy, that I think this is probably, hate to say it, but the worst team I've seen you draft.
Wow. Coming in at 1-7, we got Go Lions 33. And he started off the quarterback room with Bo Nix, Sam Darnold, Cam Ward. Check. Really like that a lot. Running back room, Javonte Williams, RJ Harvey. I don't like Fungi, but I love Kyle Monangai. Tyrone Tracy and Dylan Sampson. Really like that running back room a lot. Besides getting JSN, you waited all the way to the 8th round to get your second wide receiver and newly acquired Patriot Romeo Dobbs. Michael Pittman, Shakir, Higgins, and Coker, not too bad. And then the tight end room, you did get Colston Loveland early in the second. Jake Ferguson, who I really like a lot, and Mike Kosicki, who's the over there in Cincinnati. So I think this is probably maybe not your best team, Lions, that I've evaluated, but I think I have a sneaky suspicion it's gonna fish in the top.
Surprise, surprise, another Lions fan who's doing good in Scott's opinion. TJ Creve in the 8-hole. Amon-Ra St. Brown starts out his draft. He's got Olave, Wilson, Egbuka, Tate filling out the wide receiver room. I like that wide receiver room quite a bit. It's probably one of the best in this draft. Lamar Jackson, Brock Purdy, Michael Penix are your three quarterbacks. You did get Aaron Rodgers there late, and as long as one of Aaron Rodgers or Penix starts, you'll be okay in that room for sure. I do like Tucker Kraft and Kenyon Sadiq. Taking both of them back to back like that, you got yourself a solid starter and a nice upside rookie. I'm a little concerned that you waited all the way down to the 10th round to start attacking running back, and you only ended up with Ramondre Stevenson, Tony Pollard, Washington Johnson, Allen Tucker. That room right there scares me quite a bit. That's the only downfall on this team. Otherwise, I think your team is pretty competitive. If that tight end room can hold together for you, then you'll be one of the top squads.
All right, coming in at 1-9 is Lucky McBlue and Lucky. I think I found a team that I like. Pat Mahomes, CJ Stroud. And even though you took Justin Fields, Richardson, and Kirk Cousins, I'm pretty sure Kirk Cousins is going to get that starting spot there. So I think that Cousins might bail you out here. Jonathan Taylor, Travion Henderson, Woody Marks, and Zach Charbonnet round out the running back room. I really like that. And then the receiving room, I really like this receiving room a lot. Malik Neighbors, George Pickens, Mike Evans. Look where you got DJ Moore in the 8th round. Matthew Golden, receivers are just flying out of Green Bay right now, so he should be the number one at least, or number two. Trey Harris, who I think is going to have a really nice year. And look at Kean Coleman down there in the 17th round. Can this guy actually do anything, Sean? I don't think so. How about in the tight end room? We got George Kittle, Theo Johnson, and then you got bailed out by Dalton Schultz there in the 15th round. So Lucky McBlue, this is one of my favorite teams you drafted. I think you're going to compete.
All right, look at the 10-hole. We got Sweet Laka starting out with 2 tight ends, taking McBride and Bowers, the top 2 guys in this 1 and 2 round picks. That's a good way to go if you want to make sure you lock down the top 2 tight ends on your squad so nobody else gets them. It also did, I think, force the hand where Loveland went earlier than he normally would also. So you definitely affected the draft with making that pick the way you did. If you waited a while to take another one, I'm not concerned about it too much, but Freiermuth and Otten are 2 good ones to get way down there in the 15th and 17th round. The quarterback room, you start out out with Matthew Stafford in the third round and then got Shuck and Daniel Jones. Still got 3 starters waiting to the third round. That's always a win in my book. Amarion Hampton, Bayshaw Tootin, Kenneth Gainwell start out your running back room, and then you filled out the depth with Rodriguez, Mitchell, and Hill. I do Spears as well in there. I think you got a pretty decent room there. I like the top heaviness of Amarion Hampton. I do think he's kind of an underrated player this year. Zay Flowers, Michael Wilson, Wandell Robinson, Quentin Johnson, Jalen McMillan. I'm a little concerned about that because I don't think Zay Flowers should be like a wide receiver one on anybody's team. But knowing the way you attack this, I can understand why he was the only option for you where you got him. Beyond that, I would have probably went after another receiver earlier just to make sure instead of Tootin per se. But I do think that's just being nitpicky because otherwise your team looks pretty solid. And if your tight ends hold up like they do and they separate you the way they could, this team has a chance to take it all.
Going in 111, we got World War III. The quarterback room start off great. Baker Mayfield, Bryce Young, and Jacoby Brissett, who I think should be able to hold that job throughout the year. Running back room is Devon Chan and Travis Etienne, new New Orleans Saint, and Tyler Warren in the third round. I really like that a lot. Everyone knows I love him, but here's where things went sour. You did get CeeDee Lamb as your bona fide wide receiver one, but in the 8th round, it looked like you got attacked by the auto monster because it was basically 5 straight rookies. So that's going to pretty much deplete your team right there. Sorry, World War III. Better luck next time.
And the final team drafted in this draft was Baygate in the 12th spot. I feel like this is a broken record because we had him here just on the last one. Drake May and Joe Burrow to start out, 2 solid quarterbacks. The fact that they were both there for you at that point, I think, is a steal. He waited a little while to fill out his third one in J.J. McCarthy, so I'm a little concerned about the depth, but as long as your top 2 stay healthy, they're 2 solid starters. Nico Collins, Lad McConkey, Luther Burden, Marvin Harrison, Josh Downs, Jaden Reed, Jerry Jeudy. Those are all guys that are going to be top players in their teams. So I really like that receiver room quite a bit. Chase Brown, Quinshon Judkins, J.K. Dobbins, all 3 starters. Trey Benson is a backup, but the 3 starters should hold down the fort for you, especially because your receivers will cover the flex roles. Brenton Strange and Aronde Gadsden, where you got him at in the 9th and 10th round, I think are 2 solid pickups, as well as Evan Ingram late in the draft. He's dropping quite a bit in these drafts, and I still think he's going to be a part of that offense to an extent. So I don't hate this team at all. I do think Baygate has a chance to be in the top tiers, just like the other couple I evaluated recently. So yeah, I think my team's kicked your team's butts this draft. That's just my opinion. But yeah, good job, Gullis. I really appreciate all you guys out there, and we look forward to breaking down the next one for you guys here soon. If you don't already listen to us, check us out Mondays at 3:30 West Coast and 6:30 East Coast for our live press box show. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. For myself, Sean, and my co-host Scott, we are out of here.
Let's go! Thanks for watching 6-Minute Ads. Please like and subscribe to Sudden Death Fantasy Sports. Let's go!